welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Chanel, the Living Dolly. What's up? Thank you so much for clicking on this video today or tonight, whenever it is you're looking at this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are an OG, what's up, baby? Nice to have you back again. If you are a new subscriber or this is the first time you're seeing me on your screen, hi, my name is Chanel. I do all things beauty, fashion, travel, and lifestyle, right? So in today's video, I wanted to just do something kind of chill, a little chit chat, a story time, which I have not done on my channel in a long while. But I had to wait until I got back home and settle myself to really give you the tea on this entire situation about my New York trip that almost did not happen. All right, so if you want to hear about it, be sure to stay tuned and check it out. Bye. Okay, so if I'm laughing, it's because it's funny to me because I can laugh now, but when it actually did happen, I was scared out of my mind. I was nervous. I'll just tell you all about it. All right, so if you are new, you may not know that my family and I went on a little vacation to Cancun, Mexico, and we also spent some time last month in New York, right? It was amazing. Best trip ever. Haven't had a trip like that in a while. I mean, we've been locked down, so that's pretty obvious. But yeah, this trip was chef's kiss, and I'm just so grateful for my family, like so very grateful. But it almost did not happen. So it all starts off with us being home. I believe it was the day of my flight. We traveled on the 21st of July, and we were actually going through our passport and visas, like laughing at the pictures because they ain't too cute sometimes. I mean, wow. I don't know, something about those pictures, you know, national ID and stuff like that, they just don't ever come out right. Does anybody else have that issue? So I'm just like, okay, so we're showing my daughter because my daughter has been traveling since she is a year and a half. So she was looking at her pictures throughout her 14 years of life and saying, oh my God, like my hair looks a mess. What is wrong with you all? And we were kind of teasing each other, laughing, chilling, not even thinking anything like this could happen. So we pack our suitcases and we hit the airport ready to go. So when I am at the front desk now dealing with the clerk from Cal, I don't know how, but he happened to miss the fact that my visa is not in my passport. And honestly, I missed it as well. So I'm just like, anyway, we didn't even reach that part of it yet. So he basically checked us in. My sister had already web checked us in, so we didn't have to go through any big long line. We got there early enough so we didn't have to like worry about, you know, waiting too long or anything like that, because you know the social distancing and the airport had just recently opened. They opened on the 17th, the borders open, so, and we traveled on the 21st, so they had pretty much had everything, you know, up to par. So my daughter and I are laughing and walking up, not even thinking that something bad is going to happen. So we reach all the way up, go through the scanning, and we get to the final check, and the guy there is just like, hi. So I'm like, hi, good night. And he's like, how you going? I say, I'm cool, you know, really excited. And he's like, yes, I could imagine. And is your daughter? Yeah, she excited too. Cool, no problem. And then he opens up my passport and he's like, where's your visa? I was like, what? I says, in there. He was like, no, it's not in there. He's like, do you have a green card? I was like, no, I don't have a green card. He's like, well, it's not here. So I'm like, what? So like in my mind, I'm telling myself, is he crazy or blind or something? I don't know. So I decided to pick it up and I'm going through it and I'm just like, there is no visa in here. And I am immediately, like, I could actually feel my heart drop. So at that point, I did not know what to do besides to call my mother and freak out. Am I the only person like that? Like, as old as I am, 33 years old, if anything goes wrong in my life, even if it's the slightest inconvenience, I call my mother. Like, that's just me. I'm a mommy's girl. I can't help it. So I called and I was like, Mommy, oh my God, my visa is not here. And she was like, what are you talking about? Like, of course it's there. I'm like, Mommy, it is not there. Like, I was starting to get like irritated because she's telling me no. I'm already panicking. I don't know what to think, totally forgetting that I got a new visa because a couple years ago I had forgotten it in a friend's car in my handbag, and somebody broke into her car and stole both mine and my daughter's, because we had traveled a couple of months before that, or like a couple of weeks or something before that, and I totally forgot to take it out of my bag. I'm a little, you know, yeah, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, panicking, but not even remembering what I just told you, right? So she's like, okay, Shen, it has to be in our safety box. We have a safety deposit box that we keep at home. And I'm just like, all right, cool, go check, make sure it's there. She's like, well, do they want us to bring it? I was like, yeah, you got to bring it, because that's the only way we will get to go. We can't travel to the United States without a visa. So she's like, all right, hold on, let me check. So by the time I get back downstairs, back to the front counter, because the guy told me, go back downstairs to the front counter. When you get it, just let them know, and they will let you go straight up back to him. So, you know, I don't have to worry about going through all the unnecessary checks and everything. Or so I thought, but that did not happen. But anyway, so by the time we get downstairs, I realized my mother has not called me back. And by this time, like, my heart is like going like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I call her and she was like, okay, so we can only find Naya's. We cannot find yours. It was at this point that I felt like I was going to die. Like, I cannot even describe. I immediately started to cry. Like, I cried. Now, I'm trying my best to stay brave and keep a face for Naya. I was wearing my glasses, so it was kind of covering a little bit, and I'm wearing this big thick sweatshirt from Sweat Junkies TT. So I just kind of wiping my tears a little bit. And Naya wasn't seeing me, but eventually she'd look around when she's hearing me sniffling. She's like, you okay? And I'm just like, they cannot find it. And she was like, they can't find what? We saw mine just the other day. We saw mine earlier in the day. And I'm just like, yeah, they are seeing yours, but they're not seeing mine. So my mother just told me, sit down, relax, we're going to find it. But she's like, we're going to look for it. This was like the longest 45 minutes of my life, because I really and truly thought that they were not going to find it. I was so scared. Immediately in my mind, I'm crying all this time. Like, I cannot even help myself. I am shaking. I'm trembling. My daughter is in the corner like this, praying to God that, you know, and I'm just like, God, please, 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 please let them find my visa. My sister is there trying to help my parents, because at some point or the other, my mother had basically given up. This is what my sister is telling me. So I called them back, and I'm just like, what is happening? Any luck or anything? She's like, Chanel, we are going to find it. This is my sister talking to me. Relax. We're going to find it. You need to stop calling. And I'm just like, because I already called like 4 or 5 times already, because I'm sitting down there waiting. My mind is racing, because I already know about the Cancun trip, and I know about all the plans that we have. You know, the family is so excited for us to be there for my cousin's wedding. We were bridesmaids, my sister and I. And I'm just like, really? Is this really happening right now? I prayed. I was like, God, please, please. And my daughter's in the corner like this or whatever. She's like praying, please let them find it. They literally turned my room topsy-turvy, like all the way around, flip out everything, dig up. Now, thank God, by the way, I'm a hoarder, because I don't like to throw away anything. So all of my old handbags that I no longer use, I still have them. And thank God for that, because if it wasn't for that, I would not have been able to board that plane. Okay? So this is about 11 o'clock at night, and my sister finally calls me back. At this point, like, my entire face is wet. I am literally like holding in, you know, that kind of cry when you're like screaming inside crying. That is what I was doing, and I couldn't help myself. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared, and I'm thinking to myself, my daughter is so looking forward to this, my aunt, my family, and I'm just like, wow, like, I cannot believe this is happening. Like, I really, really can't. But I just kept praying. I was like, God, please, please let them find it. At approximately 10 past 11, and boarding is 10 to 12, my sister calls me and says, we got it. And I don't know, I was like, oh, like that. I was so relieved. I started to cry even more, and I just kept saying, thank you, God, because at that point, I'd already spoken to my aunt, who was already looking forward to us coming And I told her, and she was like, are you kidding me? Because the day before I told her that we failed the PCR, you know, just a little mean prank, sorry. And she was just like, are you joking? Like, is this real or are you serious? And I'm just like, I'm very serious. They're not finding my visa. And she was like, what is happening? Like, she immediately was feeling sick. I was feeling sick. So when my sister called and said, we found it, like, I definitely breathed a sigh of relief, because I'm like, wow. Because sitting down there, I'm thinking to myself, if this is happening, that means, because I'm thinking, okay, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with this? Even if I go back home and I try to look for it and I don't get it, I don't know, like, if they do it like emergency visas here with the quickness, you know, for me to be able to travel like the following day or something. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, it was legit one of the worst feelings that I've ever had before. Legit one of the worst. And I'm telling myself, Naya's there. I don't want her to feel disappointed. She is literally in tears, trembling, praying, shaking. It was like the longest hour and a half of my life while they were looking for my visa. But my sister said she's not giving up and she found it. Listen, when it is they got to the airport, I ran outside. I just told the security, I was like, I have to go collect something, and they were just like, okay, cool. I ran outside and I could have like lift up my sister and like spin her around, hugging her, because I was like, oh my god. And I was like, thank you, I love you, because if it was up to my parents, they probably would have given up. I know my sister. She would have been like, you know, because she kept telling me, she's like, your mother's there, you know, saying, well, I don't know what to do, but it looks like we can't find it. And my sister was just like, God already told me we're gonna find it. So I'm just like, thank God for your faith, because I and all didn't think they were gonna find it. I was so terrified, like, oh my god. So by the time I got back upstairs, I spoke to my aunt and I told her, and she was like, thank God. Like, everybody was just thanking God at that point, because I mean, everybody looking forward to this trip, and here I am with my smart self misplacing my visa. So basically it was my fault. If I had put it back where it was supposed to be, you know, nice and secure and safe, we wouldn't have a problem. But you live and you learn. Now I do not make that kind of mistake, no matter where. And this is all because I lost my ID card right before COVID happened. And when COVID happened, I was like, yeah, you know, well, right before I was like, okay, I'm going to organize and get a new ID card. But you know, life, and I just never really bothered. We were shut down for like how much months at a time. So I was depending on my passport, thinking that my visa is in there, just not thinking. I was basically careless. So y'all, that is the story time of how we almost did not get to go to New York. I am just grateful that we still got to go and still, you know, got to enjoy everything. And my daughter especially got to enjoy it, because I was thinking, okay, should I send her by herself? Like, I don't know, I was panicked. I real cry. I'm lying to tell you, I real cry, but everything worked out. So yeah, that was basically the story time, guys. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this story time. I hope it was as entertaining and, you know, hilarious for you as it was for me. If it teaches you anything, just have a little faith and everything will work out. But yeah, it was definitely a scary experience, definitely scary. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If it is you do, don't forget to smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. If you are interested in anything beauty, fashion, lifestyle, travel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's always lots happening. All right, and I'm gonna see you all tomorrow in a brand new video. I'm having a new video every day on my channel until Monday. All right, so love you all so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.